Hey everybody, you know what time it is. It's lunchtime with the Habit Master. I'm your host, Dr. Stephanie Aldrich, and I help people change their bad habits. When you change your habits, you change your life. Today is Wednesday, which is usually we tackle business stuff. So Business Wednesday. And what we're going to talk about today is the number one way to sell anyone anything. And the number one way is agreement. And you say, well, duh, Steph, this sounds pretty basic stuff. Being basic is the only way you're going to sell anybody anything. We go through schooling, right? You go through training at your company. You learn all the insides, all the data and the research and all of this technical jargon, right? But until you dumb it back down to somebody that isn't trained in that, which is your customers, your potential customers, and pretty much anybody else that isn't working in the company with you, how are you going to sell anybody anything? Right? So you have all the knowledge, but then you also have to dumb it down so that then you can communicate. And that's all agreement is a way to get on the same basis, on the foundation, so that you guys can communicate with each other. And that's all agreement is. It really is the number one way to sell anyone anything. Basically, agreement helps you to provide a baseline to communication. It helps to, agree with other employees, situations, protocols, especially if you're a small business owner. You have to agree about how are you going to do certain things in your business, right? Go about handling situations. Go about, how putting your day together, how to schedule things. There's certain agreements that everybody has to have in order for their day to go smoothly. What we're talking about specifically today is the connection or baseline of agreement that you will have, especially a small business owner or someone in sales, with a customer or potential customer. You need to have that baseline of agreement so that everybody's communicating on the same wavelength and that you can actually create a sale. You can actually earn some money and also solve somebody's problems. So there's 4 really easy ways to do this, right? Number 1 is you actually have to communicate with the person and ask them, what's your problem? Why'd you come in the showroom? Well, my car's old and I need a new car. Okay, now you know they want a new car. They don't want a motorcycle. They don't want a boat. They're interested in a new car. They want to purchase, right? Well, I'm just looking. Okay, you know that they're not necessarily wanting to buy something now unless something catches their eye, and that conversation with them is going to be a little different. They're shopping, right? What is your problem? I broke a tooth and I need it fixed. Okay, I know exactly what to do. Here's some options. Let's talk about it, okay? Until you ask them what their problem is, how are you going to solve the problem with your product or service, okay? So that's an easy way for you to start that baseline of communication, to start that baseline of agreement, is to ask them, what exactly is your problem? Because you can't agree on something if they're looking to buy some new furniture and you are trying to sell them, basically accessories or something. They're not necessarily looking for that. That might go along with the furniture once they find a package together, but you really have to focus your attention on how to solve their problem. Why did they come in here today? There's always a reason for it, and you as a salesperson have to find out, okay? Number 2, you also have to ask them what's their budget. I have so many patients that come into my dental practice and tell me, oh my gosh, I went somewhere else. They told me that all of this stuff was the matter. I only came in for a cleaning. And it's not that there's something the matter. They didn't have decay or anything like that. They just wanted to start replacing things, and they thought my smile was off a little bit, and they wanted to do braces, and they wanted to do all this other work for $10,000. Okay, well, that's obviously not in my budget. I didn't want it anyway. It's not solving my problem, right? What can you do? So I tell them, okay, well, this looks a little off. Is it bothering you? No, it's not bothering me. Okay, we'll watch it, right? They're happy with that because we're both agreeing that there's not a problem and they're okay with it. It's their health. It's their problem to solve if they choose to. We're already on agreement, and that helps to build loyalty in your client base. Okay? Number 3 is, when do they need it? If you are selling them something that needs to be custom made, right? Your product is custom made. They need the problem solved tomorrow, and it's going to take you 4 weeks to custom make this solution for their problem. Do you think you're going to be in agreement? No. You're never going to get a sale. That person's going to go to somebody else that can solve their problem instantly. So you got to ask them. To build an agreement equals to make a sale, right? To help them solve their issue. Until you know time frame, you still aren't on 100% agreement, okay? Number 4 is probably the most important thing is you have to ask them, when do they want to get started? When to get started? Some people want to only get started once they have the money for something, or once they've done their shopping, or maybe they have a wedding and there's some special event that they can then purchase, or afterwards they can purchase. Maybe they're having surgery and they need to wait till afterwards, or maybe they're in a rush and they need to get this stuff done. You have to figure out all of these issues. And of course there's other issues too. But these are 4 baseline issues for you to make a sale, to get on the same connection and communication line as your customer or potential customer, for you to then be able to solve their problems and make a sale with your product or services. So those 4 things are very important to agreement. 1, what's your problem? If you're selling A and they want B, you're never going to come to an agreement and you're never going to make a sale. You have to make sure that you know what they want and that you are able to give it to them. That's number 1. Number 2, if their budget is a certain thing and you're giving them another type of cost, you're never going to have agreement. So you have to get on that same wavelength and connect together. Number 3, time frame. 3 and 4 are time frames. When do they need it and when do they want to get started? If you can provide that product in that time frame and when they want to get started on it and get finished with it, it's so easy to make a sale. We do this every single day in our dental practice. I do this every single day with you guys out there listening and buying my products. What's the problem? How much do you want to spend? I have different products, right? Even in the dental practice, we could do a filling, we can do a crown, an implant, a denture, a bridge. Like, there's so many options out there. I always give them all the options because I don't know what they want to spend. What's your budget? When do you need it? It's going to take a while for this, and that. That's not what I want. I want something today. Cool. Let's do it here. Here's how much it costs, and let's get started right now. Then they know, and you can make a sale. So this is the easiest way to sell anyone any product or service. You have to establish these 4 areas of an agreement so that you guys can communicate and help that customer or potential customer into some type of sale. Okay? So remember, if you guys need help with any of this, I've got my new book. It's how to help your kids with good habits, or else the original habit formula. We're coming up to the end of the year, and I know I'm getting a ton of people interested in making 2020 the best ever. So go to thehabitformulakids.com if you want to get your kids into good habits, or if you yourself want to do something, go to the original. It's called thehabitformulabook.com. Grab yourself a free copy. Go to the end of each chapter and fill out those questions. It's so awesome. Remember, you can catch us on iTunes and Spotify. Look for Lunchtime with the Habit Master episodes so you don't miss any. And you can also catch us on YouTube, on Instagram, and TikTok. Look for the Habit Master channel for all kinds of crazy stuff that I'm posting. So that's it for me today. I hope everybody gets some agreements today and gets some money in the bank for the holidays. Thanks for watching, and let's build good habits together.
Getting stuck is easy. Getting unstuck is not so easy, unless you know how. Whether it's personally or professionally, the steps to change are exactly the same. There's a clear-cut formula to living the life you want and deserve. Are you ready to make a change? It's easier than you think. Go to thehabitformulabook.com and get yourself a free copy. Remember, you don't even have to read it. Just do the exercises at the end of each chapter. If you want me to hold your hand, upgrade your order to the premium course. These principles are the same steps I took to work 25% less and make 30% more. If you seriously want to change something in your life, thehabitformulabook.com will show you how. And get yourself a free copy! Or upgrade to the premium course for even better and faster results. And get unstuck today. thehabitformulabook.com.
Music licensing reimagined.